Now 9 minutes after 8 o'clock, and what, is Christmas 2 weeks from today?
Oh boy.
I think it is very close, and you may be rushing to get all your holiday shopping done, but we're on your side with a reminder that I love this saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And Tom Bartholomy from the Better Business Bureau is here with tips on avoiding counterfeit merchandise. Tom, good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
You were just telling me about something that just absolutely floors me because I didn't realize that this was a big counterfeit item. Tell us about it.
iPhones.
iPhones.
iPhones. It's historically, it's always been handbags have been number one most counterfeited item, but this year it's iPhones. And yeah, if you go to the Apple store or someplace like that, you really don't have to worry about it. But it's the websites that look like they're legitimate. If you just Google iPhones on sale, you're going to see all kinds of places where you can buy them online. They're out of China, the websites. They look real. When you get them in your hand, they look real. They turn on. They're not going to connect to anything. You're not going to be able to get them connected to any network. But it's an iPhone.
So how can you tell, though, because there are legitimate sites out there, I'm sure, that are selling iPhones. How can you tell the difference?
Great question, because just looking at that picture, you're not going to be able to tell anything. The price really isn't that much less. It might be $50 to $100 less, just enough to tease you in. You really have to check out that site, bbb.org. You flip over, see what other people's experience has been. Do a who is check on that website and see where they're coming from. Those two things will give you a good idea of just what that website's about.
All right, you talked about purses and things such as that. I always think of Coach as something that is really counterfeited a lot. And that's not just online. I mean, you're going to find that. You see people setting up displays in the most unusual places and all like that. Now, I don't know if that necessarily means that it's counterfeit, but how do you tell if you're buying a product from someone in person if it's real?
Well, those leather goods especially are a little easier to tell when you're able to look at them. Buying them online, yeah, it's a crapshoot. But if you're able to look at it, look at the lining, smell it, because leather has its own smell, chemicals have their own smell. And believe me, if you're smelling a bag that's not real leather, you're going to be able to tell that it's not real leather.
How about watches, too? Is that a big counterfeit item out there?
Yeah, it's in the top 5 year after year of most counterfeited items. And again, it looks exactly like a Rolex, looks exactly like a Citizen, whatever, Tag Heuer, whatever kind of watch you're wanting to buy, it looks exactly like it, but there's nothing on the inside that's going to make it work.
So what's the best advice? I mean, as far as making sure you don't get ripped off?
Well, with counterfeit goods, it's one thing to be able to buy it and say, okay, I know it's a knockoff, and I know what I'm getting.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah.
But when you're buying it online or when somebody's trying to trick you, especially with electronics, that you're not going to know until you get it home and plug it in and see how things work, that's where you really got to check out that merchant. That's where you have to put it through its paces. In the kiosk or at the flea market or buying it on Craigslist, wherever it might be, you got to put it through its paces.
All right. Tom Bartholomy with the Better Business Bureau. Go to the BBB.org and you're going to get some great information. I was actually on it myself earlier this morning looking for some stuff. So thanks a lot, Tom. We appreciate it. Great advice there. Stay with us. 13 minutes after 8. We'll be back right after this.